Okay, so I'm going to screen share. I'm going to go to your picture. Here's your picture. Oh wait, I need to go. Where's your picture? I need to take your picture into Photoshop. Hang on one second. Oh, that's funny. I've never seen a screenshot appear there. All right, here we go. Screenshot, Photoshop. Oh wait, that's not it. Wait, I don't know where it just went. All right, wait, let me screenshot it again. That was bizarre. Can you hold your piece up again?
Yes.
I don't know why that did that. Sorry, okay, hold on. I think this piece is so close to being really good, actually.
Oh, okay.
No, I really like it. So it's been a good learning. I think it's been a good learning piece for us.
Yes,
For
it
you.
has for me. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like you've learned a lot. Okay, so here we go. I got this. All right. So here's the piece in Photoshop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. Get bigger. Okay. So this is the area that I'm talking about. So I'm just going to crop it. Now, when I go into Photoshop here, I can make it, of course, lighter and darker, right? So I think this is a little bit dark. So let's say I lighten it a little bit. And also when I lighten it, I can see a lot more of the texture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a couple things. One is I think that this tree is too solid, like it's too brown. And it's
Yeah,
the bottom.
I got like this thing to put on the trunk.
Okay. You wanted to add some texture there? Yeah, you can. I mean, so this is what I would do. So watch, this is kind of fun. If I go into like my burning and dodging tools, right, which make stuff lighter and darker, like dodging means making it lighter. So technically, like you could do this same thing with, so look, do you see how I'm going to make it this lighter? So this is very dark and it's very solid. But what if you just like added a little bit of white to this and made it lighter? Do you see how when I'm adding a little bit, or what else could you do instead of adding white paint to make this lighter? You could also what?
Put wax on it?
No, scrape it back. So think about making something lighter. So that's like making something lighter would be either scraping something dark off to make it lighter, removing it, or adding a little bit of white pigment or white paint. Right? Also, to the bottom here, it's like, it seems like awkward the way.
I know. It
just seems awkward. So what you could do is you could just take the color green. So watch, I can just take the color green right here and I can paint with it. So it's like, this is paint mode in Photoshop, right? But it'd be the same. So do you see if I just add a little green on top of the brown, I can just blend it a little bit more into the grass. Now that tree looks a little bit more realistic.
Right. Oh, big time. Yes.
Okay. So write down, so you are so close.
Yeah.
So I did those couple things. I lightened the tree trunk up a little bit. Two ways that you could lighten it up are either by using the razor blade to subtract, the darkness a little bit by scraping it off, or adding a light color. So they're kind of equal to each other. There's this thing in photography, and I don't know, I taught like college photography for years and years, but there's this thing called equivalent exposures. And it just means that it's like, it's the same as that saying, like 6 of one, half dozen of another. So it's like they're equal, but they're different. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So using the razor blade to scrape away a little bit is equal to adding a little bit of a light color paint. Do you see how that works? Okay. So this looks so much better. So we added
so much better.
Right, added a little green. Now watch this. So here's my burn tool. So burning is technically making something darker. So when you have the outside edge of like any plant or leaf or anything, it's going to get darker because behind it is going to be like a shadow, right? So
Okay.
that, so you can make the outside edge a little bit darker. So in here, if I make this darker, do you see how I just made this darker?
Okay, yes.
That makes it looks like it's a frame, right? And then you
Mhm.
also need to make this window darker because these are solids back here. They need to be dark to make them look like they're behind. Do you see that?
Mhm. So I would need to add, I used,
So look, do you see how much darker that looks with the windows darker? Look, and you could darken this window up a little bit and this one.
mhm.
You could put a little darkness on the steps right here, right? And then too, you can always like add a little darkness just to create depth, right? Do you see how I added darkness down here?
Uh-huh.
Now that looks pretty darn good. That looks pretty good.
Yes,
So do you like it?
I do a lot more. The tree, the trunk made a big difference.
Right, because I think your intentions were perfectly good. I'm going to save this for you and I'll send it to you. I think your intentions were perfectly good and you were so close to getting it right.
Mhm.
Where were you when you took this picture? Where's this?
This, I think it's the same, Monet's Garden or
All
something.
right. Oh, I just want to name it. All right, I'll name it Monet's Garden.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So do you see how close you were? You needed like 2 more things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
Yes,
needed to make, well, 3 things. So you needed to make the trunk a little bit lighter. You
okay.
needed to add it a little bit more green to the
Green.
bottom. And you needed to add a little bit of shading or dark oil or pigment to the top right corner. All right, so
Okay,
let's
so
see if I can.
pigment, you think, because it's a glaze, like a shadow pigment?
I would do pigment stick. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, let's.
I mean, the way it is, it's still kind of wet. I could remove some of this, but I'll put white
Wait, what is it wet with?
with the pigment stick,
Okay, it's still wet.
a little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
So you could wipe it off with a paper towel or a
Yeah.
dry brush. You can actually use a dry brush and use it as a reduction instead of an addition. You
Okay.
can use the dry brush to remove some of it.
Okay. And what about this area here?
I wouldn't worry about the wax. I would leave the wax there. I would just worry about what we talked about and make that window darker
Okay.
and the bottom. So here, I can, do you want to do
And
it?
I added some silly things. I don't know.
No, I don't. I like that kind of thing. That doesn't bother me either. You know, when you're talking about like a very, like a garden environment, it doesn't bother me that there's extra texture there. It
Okay.
looks fine. It's playful. It's fun. It's joyful. It
It's
doesn't.
like really experimenting. I was trying to see how to work things, I guess.
Sure. And I mean, I like it. I don't care about that. I like that thing. Let's try to fix the tree trunk. Okay.
Oh,
So,
now? Okay.
yeah, let's do it. So either get a razor blade or get a paintbrush. Whichever one you're going to try. I don't care which method you try.
Maybe paintbrush. Oh.
So try with a lighter color. I also think, or try to blend in the brown, blend or
Yeah, I was
lift up the brown.
like this.
Yeah, better. Yep, but you got to do a lot more. Yep. And I wouldn't be afraid to use a paper towel and just really try to rub it.
Okay. I did that before, but it was kind of removing the whole thing.
Well, I think you have too much of it anyway. It would be not.
Oh,
It's okay if it's okay if you take some of it off.
Okay. is the, I don't know if you could see.
Yeah, it's getting better. Yep. That's good. Now work on the other part.
The bottom.
Yeah, well, and also too, like the way that that top of the brown connects with the green, like it's just too
Yeah.
heavy. You got to lighten it. Just lighten it up a little bit up there. And remember, you don't have to be so heavy-handed. Like it's sort of not about over illustrating. It's just more about being like kind of gentle. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to feel like heavy-handed with the painting. Like I think you just tried too hard
Too hard, yeah.
and maybe just put too much paint on there. Which is fine. And then you can just look at it and say, oh, I don't need, I don't need all of that.
I don't know if I made it worse. This.
Yeah, better. Right. Yeah, much better.
Seems
Nicer.
much lighter here than it does on.
Yeah.
So in
And
order
then
to make the bottom more green, should I remove the brown or just
I
add?
would remove the brown and add some green. So sometimes it's like it's more than one thing. You kind of got to do like both,
Okay.
So you got to remove a little.
And then the adding would be also pigment stick, right?
Yep, the green.
Oh, no, I was using encaustic paint.
For the brown.
Both. I was doing both.
Okay, so then you can take it off a little bit with a razor blade.
Yeah.
If you feel like that, if it's not oil, it's actually wax.
Yeah.
Okay, so take it off a little bit with the razor blade. But that's a very paintable surface. You can paint right on that surface. The wax, you can paint right on the wax and you can add a lighter color.
But the green it's standing out too much, but
The green oil.
yeah.
Wait, what is it doing? Oh no, that looks okay. Yeah, it's just
A little bright.
Yeah, maybe add some brown to it. You need to mix in another color. Good eye though. Good eye. I mean, matching color is definitely a trick. You learn a lot trying to match the colors, match the lights and darks. It's sort of part of the process. And it's teaching you more about lighting and more about photography, right? And they're also getting better at handling the different materials, right?
Yes. And I actually forgot I was using wax.
That's okay. That's okay. No big deal. It's kind of neat how they're interchangeable though.
I mean,
Oh yeah, nice. Oh, I
it's
love
hard to
it.
make it disappear into this, but
Yeah, I love it. So you can start to see too how
three-dimensional.
yeah, how the lights and darks and the different shades of green, right? And it makes it so much better.
Yes.
It's awesome. I really like it. I love it. I'm so happy with it. Yeah. Okay. So last thing we need to do is the window and then you're done.
Okay. So the window, I need to get a darker.
Yep. You need to make it darker.
I ordered some wax last week. I still haven't received it
Oh,
because I don't have too many.
okay. That's okay. But remember too, you can blend, you can make colors.
That's true, yeah.
So if you have primary colors, remember you can practice mixing colors, right?
Right. So.
Let's see. Are you using
It would have
wax?
been easier if I used
Ah,
the pigment stick.
so you mean the wax paint?
I mean, no,
You're using the one on the palette?
yeah. Because then I can wipe it, but this is like wax, so it sticks. You
Yeah.
see, like I didn't do a good job here, but it's wax, so
Wait, did you use that black line that goes straight up there?
yeah.
All right, so break that up. You don't want that to go straight up there. That's not really a thing. Just scrape it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Let a little, the nice thing too about adding a line is that you can kind of add the line and then you can break the line up by using the razor blade. And don't forget you need to fuse it a little bit.
Right. The one that I did before, the tree, right?
No, the tree's fine, but
Okay.
if you just added wax at the top, you might need to hit it with a heat gun.
Okay. So in order to make this area of the tree darker,
Oh, that looks nice. I don't know, whatever you just did right there looks good. What?
Um,
I don't know, it looks good. No, I don't, I think, did you use the heat gun and then scrape it up a little bit?
yes.
I think it looks perfect.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think it's good. I can continue doing the stairs like you asked me to, and I can do that. But I did want to show you my next piece too.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that looks done. I mean, I'm really super happy with it. Are you happy with it?
Okay, yes, yes.
I am. I
And
mean,
you know what you say makes so much sense because I do see that the piece tells you where to go.
well, I think it's a balance. It's a lights and darks, and it's a balance thing. I think so too. I totally agree with what you're saying. I agree.
Like even if it's a mistake, it takes you to somewhere that it's asking. So, and with this one, with the girl, I know my lines are too intense. I have to break them.
Exactly, exactly. So okay, so so it's so interesting how it comes down to like vocabulary. So they're beautiful. I love them. So they just need to be softened, right? So they need to be softened. So they need to go there's a bunch of different ways you can do this, right? One of the ways you can do it is scrape them down a little bit with a razor blade. Another way that you can do them is tone them down. So by adding gray or like medium gray or light gray oil or pigment, you can just make them not so bright.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Because right now they're too.
Yes, so it's not the lines that you.
No, it's not necessarily the lines that are the problem. It's that it's the brightness. They're like almost they're just kind of almost
I see. Okay.
they're too bright. Now the one that's very close to her eye,
This one.
yeah, you need to figure out if you want that close to her eye or not.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't mind it if you like it, but you need to decide.
Yeah. Okay, so then
It's not bad that it's there. It's just blocking her eye.
yeah, it's funny because I tried to scrape away some of the wax on her eye,
Uh-huh.
the clear wax.
Uh-huh.
I scraped it away, but I see what you mean. This does bother me. It's a
Okay.
little too close.
Okay.
I
So
would get rid of half of it, like.
yeah, so I don't want you to hurt. I don't want you to scratch the photo. So I would use the heat. And I would use the heat to soften the flower, and then I would scrape it. And I would not scrape it with a razor blade. I would scrape it with something a little bit less sharp than a razor blade. Like a palette knife or a wood scraper.
So then, okay.
Does that make sense? Because if you go in there with a razor blade, you could
Yes.
scratch the photo. And yeah, you might get rid of the flower, but you might also hurt the photo.
You get rid of the eye or something. Yeah. So now you're showing to me to tone it down. So I get.
But think about what we just did on the other picture.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a hole in my sweater. Think about what we just with the other picture was we kind of like it's like pushing and pulling, right? And so if you feel nervous about scraping there, you know, use the heat to soften it and then just
And I did scrape it off.
Okay. So,
part of
okay.
it.
Is that,
But
do you like, is that bad? I'm fine with that.
I just have to like curve it a little more so it's not so triangular by her eye.
I think that you could just, yes, soften that. I feel like you could soften it with a little tool.
Yeah. And then so then I guess the pigment stick, I just think about it like shadowing, right?
Yeah, well, soften it, right. So it's like blending, right? So it's like when something's really bright and it's very contrasty to the background, my reaction is to soften it and like tone it into the background. So like,
Right. But I mean, like, how do I know if I use pigment stick or wax?
well,
Or
wax
colored
is gonna
wax?
be wax is gonna be too heavy.
Uh-huh, okay.
You have to decide when you want something heavy or you want something soft.
Yes, okay.
So when you add what you and you already have added wax, I mean, if you did brush like a gray over, the thing about the wax is that it's like you have like texture, and if you put wax over that, it's going to be smooth and it's going to kind of bury. It is a technique. You can try it if you want to.
Too much right now. I want to do the easiest way.
Well, I think that, you know, we started out learning how to layer, right? And now you're learning how to put like colored things on. And then are you going to put any other colored things on there or any other flowers on there?
Okay. So I'll get. Okay. So hard to know which one's gray.
Of what? The pig? Oh yeah, put it on a white piece of paper. I know it is hard to know.
Okay.
I agree. It's hard to know.
Hard to know.
I have to see it on white paper or something like that. The dark colors tend to like look similar to each other.
Yeah. Okay, I think I got it.
So if you feel like you have enough wax on there or you're happy with the way the wax looks, that's also another way to know that you can switch. It's like switching gears.
Okay.
You know, like specific gears in the car are used for specific things. You know, so it's like first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. So you're kind of like doing the same thing with the wax. It's like you did the base coat and then you added some flowers or designs. You could add a couple more. Sometimes I think that adding sort of all of your stuff at the same time is a good idea. Do you feel like you've added enough stencils, and are you going to add any more textures?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you, like, do I brush her hair with wax?
Well, it's
or-
interesting to me. It's interesting to me that you only added like the light pink flowers. What if you added flowers that were darker?
Yeah, I was too afraid.
Well, let's try it. I think it would be nice. Why don't you try adding some flowers, or do you have some other design that would kind of look like her hair? Do you have like another type of stencil or something else that's floral but maybe not as literal?
Like, oh, I know, maybe this one,
So,
maybe these guys.
sure. Okay. So why don't we put a little bit more waxy stuff on there? Why don't put them in on a dark color? So what's a dark wax color that you have? Yeah, I love it. I love it. And
Like
not on her
sideways?
eye. Yeah, but not on her eye. And not over
No,
the
just this one here.
I like them all. I would,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I like them. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like it exactly where you have it right now in a dark color.
Okay.
So like dark gray. Do you have a dark colored wax?
I must. Not too dark. No, I can mix maybe.
Well, what about what other
purple.
color? Do you want to do like a dark red or like you can do any color you want. You could do green, you could do you could do green, you could do gray, you could do dark red.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's your art, whatever you like.
Okay, let's see. I was thinking maybe I'll save the red for the flowers
Okay.
and for her hair. Like maybe.
Don't be afraid. I can't tell you like don't be afraid. Really. Like
I know.
you don't there's nothing can go wrong. Like you can't if you put on too much, guess what? We heat it up and we scrape it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Like you can't hurt it. And you need
Could I make the flowers up for her hair like this one?
yeah,
Do you
make it
think upside down or
I like
upside down?
upside down. I like upside
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only trying to encourage you to try things and to listen to your intuition, right? And to sort of be experimental.
Yes.
Let me see.
So, I don't
Oh, I
know.
love it. No, I
Yeah.
love it. Beautiful. So I would put another one of those somewhere either above or below. You can decide.
Okay.
So does that make sense? Either above the
Yeah.
one that you just put on there or below the one you just put on there.
I'm putting it below.
Okay. So follow your instinct, listen to your intuition, and go with it.
This is like therapy.
You know what? It is absolutely therapy, and it's been, and I've been working on this my whole life, so I totally get it. I agree 150%.
Yeah, I don't even mean like relaxing therapy. I mean like psyche, you know.
Well, it's about you know, I'm actually reading about this artist right now who she was born in 1862 and she was a painter, but she actually was a spiritualist. And
Ah,
so she liked to meditate and then paint whatever vision she had in her head when she woke up from her meditation.
oh, wow.
So I totally get it. I do believe that we're guided through our creativity by I don't know, higher consciousness or
Yeah.
spirituality or and I think that the wax is a I think that the, you know, I think that the interaction of photography and wax and painting, there's like a lot of communication going on. So it's just
Yes, you know, like when my kids were asking me what I think about it's almost, I mean, I've done a lot of different things
uh-huh.
from photography to this and that. And I said, I think I finally found what really speaks to my soul.
Yeah.
I just have to work on it now.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like you have a very strong connection. And I think that what you just did is beautiful. So
Do
if
I need to put a third one here?
If you did put a third one, it needs to be like broken. Like it needs to be like right
Not the
here.
exact thing.
Wait, hold on, I'll show you. It needs to be not the whole thing and kind of broken. I mean, I love this piece so much. It really speaks to me. Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Where did that thing go? Here it is. So look how much this helped. Like this piece here, because it was
Yes.
so, these guys were so isolated, right? They were
Yes.
like lonely, you know, and then this kind of, this was like a big void. Now you could do something else in this area. Hold on. For some reason, I'm seeing like something like in this area,
Okay.
but I think you need to do a gray one, like right there,
Okay.
but not like flowy, just like a part of one, or maybe like right here somewhere, either one of those two spots right in there, coming
Okay.
up, coming like up.
Opening up.
Yeah, like coming up. So it's like that she's growing down, but she's also
Yeah.
like things
The
are
rest of
coming
it,
up.
yes, yes. Now, so when I put the pigment stick on these flowers to calm them down, I just put them on and wipe them, right? And then keep doing it.
Yeah, do you see what I'm doing?
Uh-huh.
So I feel like there's leaves here. Like, do you see where I put the green?
Uh-huh.
Those are, to me, are like leaves. And I feel like you could draw a couple of them in there with some like light wax. I could make it even lighter. So what I'd like you to try to learn now is a little bit about what's called translucency. So do you see here I have this opacity level?
Yes.
Okay, so this is full, right? You see that? And then this is when I lower the opacity, right? So
Right.
do you see this?
Right.
It's the same color, but this one, because the opacity is so low, you can still see the photograph. So I think that if you added some light green wax in a very translucent way, like as if it's flowing, right?
Green wax, translucent. So add more wax too.
Exactly. So when you put it on the hot plate, you take the brush from the wax pot and you add it to the color and you make it translucent. And then you could do it with a brush. You don't have to do everything with a stencil.
Okay, yeah.
You really don't. You can do and make stuff, with the brush. You don't always have to use a stencil. So don't
Yeah,
feel
I felt like the edges of the flowers were too perfect.
right.
I
So
don't know. Should I
right.
scrape it off or?
Well, you can use the heat gun and scrape it and use the heat, and again, gently, like you want to be gentle.
But maybe that wash that you're telling me, if I do that over the flowers with the pigment stick, that may do it by itself,
With
or?
the encaustic paint, you mean?
No, I meant like actually pigment stick over the flowers.
Well, this is the thing, is I don't want you to do pigment stick until you're done waxing.
Okay, okay.
So it's like being in a gear. Like right now, like you were
We're
in
doing
first,
all wax.
yeah, you were in first gear, you were in second gear. Now we're gonna stay in this gear until you're done.
Okay.
And then we're gonna switch gears to oil.
Yeah, okay.
We're still in the wax gear.
Yeah, we're in the bottom level still, so.
Exactly. And
We're
you're building it
building.
exactly as if you're building a construction site, right? You put the
Yes.
foundation down,
Yes.
and then you put the frame on, and then you put the walls on, and then you put the
Yes.
flooring in, like, okay, and then you start thinking about what does it look like. So you're really not even thinking right now. It's very like you said earlier, it's very primal, and it's about intuition and space and figuring out where you want movement and what you want high, like what you want coming out and what you want going back. Anyway, just pick
Yeah,
up
but
your,
I feel like I can imagine when I put the wax gray over the flowers, it's gonna cover it.
not if it's very translucent.
Okay.
And you're not gonna put it over the whole flower.
Oh,
You're
okay.
not, don't think about, you don't have to cut, like, you don't have to cover everything now. You did that. You covered the base and that's all you have to, that's the only time you have to cover everything. Now you can kind of pick and choose what you wanna paint,
Okay.
where you wanna paint. You know what I
So
mean?
I'm gonna say,
And you don't have to stick to any color. Like colors can be shifted. That's the other thing too, is that like, you know, it's kind of important if you do like,
sorry, let me.
oh, it's fine.
So like I can use one gray, the other, and then
You
do
could
you
use
think-
gray and green because you did something bright. You did something, you did clear, you did the bright pink. Now you could use like mid-tones, which would be like gray or green.
although it doesn't appear like a bright pink, but I can see what you mean. It's a pink, yeah.
It's bright and contrast. It's contrasty to the background. It's contrasty to what is underneath it. So it's reacting from, it's on a dark gray and it's pink.
Yes.
So it's reacting to what it's on.
So if I wanted to add some, let's say red or purple or whatever, would this be the time to?
I would not. I would wait and put the red. I mean, maybe if you wanted to put a little bit with wax, a little bit, like I wouldn't go too heavy with it.
So for now, you want me to do like green?
I'm
You
just
were
thinking you
thinking
could do
of
a couple
green.
more waxy things. Like you could wax in this top corner over here. And
Yeah.
yeah, like right in that top corner, right next to that pink flower.
Uh-huh.
And a little bit under this flower here, under her, like under this pink one here.
I can't see what you.
Oh, here, I'll show you on the picture.
Oh.
Hold on, I think it's best to just use them. Do you want to go ahead and try to make it? I was thinking.
Should I do it now?
Yeah, I think we should do it together. So watch, I was thinking like one here, you know, kind of like that shape, and like one here, you know, kind of like this shape, maybe one here. And you can do it with the brush. You could do one here. And it doesn't have to be, it could just literally be like a brush stroke, like a, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And then maybe
I mean,
one here.
mine obviously doesn't come out the same as yours.
Well, these are drawings too. It does, it's, I mean, a brush, use a small brush and brush like, you know, in this, like, it can literally be like like you're making a leaf. Leaves are cool because they're all different. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And maybe one here at the bottom. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make 6.
Okay.
Let me see which brush you're using. No, too small. Nope. I don't want you to do an outline. I want you to make it with the brush. I want like a 1-inch brush. Nope.
Bigger?
Yep. I want you to make like a 1-inch brush.
Oh, this is probably.
Yeah, that's a 1/2 inch. You're getting closer.
Okay. Oh, not the, is it called hockey?
Yeah, the hockey brushes.
This one?
Oh, that one's good. Yeah.
Okay. So now I have to come up with a green.
Or a gray. It's just a mid-tone. So you put a bright tone on there. Let's do a mid-tone. It could be a very light. Now these are your color choices, right? So it could be like a light brown. It could be a light gray. Brown is a warm tone. Gray is a cold tone, right?
Yeah, good. Nope. Maybe this light green, light.
Yeah, I like that. It's just too bright. You have to put something dark in it.
Reminds me of the flowers, so I have to do.
It's too pastel-y. You have to put something dark in it.
Where? Oh, here it is. Oh, this is nerve-wracking.
So, but listen, don't listen. I made a suggestion, but it's just a suggestion. You have to like, you have to follow, you have to be yourself and you have to be authentic. So you need to just go. So don't try to draw it, just paint it. Like make the brush a flower, consider the brush a flower or a leaf. Don't try to outline it. Just use the brush stroke to um be the leaf.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
Okay.
it absolutely does.
And just kind of wipe it as if you're like, it's literally like just unveiling right before your eyes. It's like just, it's unfolding as you're doing it.
So where else did you say other than the top?
Yeah, nice. I like it. One flowing off of the hair outline.
Here.
Yeah, and then one maybe grounding at the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
So you got to remember like a spiral, right? Like a spiral.
Yeah.
So if you do it, and also with color, you did a great job with the pink because you want to have color bouncing around. So if you have it at the top, you also want to have it a little on the, and then you also want to have it someplace else. So you want the colors to bounce around.
Yes, yes, I'm gonna do it. So again, I'm saying it to myself, like if I'm thinking of this as the bottom layers, I don't have to be so worried because I just keep building and taking
You're just
away.
having fun and expressing yourself and you're kind of like flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
I don't know that you
beautiful.
could see with.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So let me
So
take
now-
a picture. Wait, we're gonna end for today, but let me take a picture. And I hold still. Look, I'm gonna show you. It looks so good. It's really coming along. And I think that we're close on this one with the wax. I don't think that we need to add, but look at the, here, I'm gonna show it to you.
I don't know how I got there.
You're doing great. You're doing really great. So look how much adding the midtones really helped the whole thing.
Yes.
So it was too,
Absolutely.
it was too like bright and like, it was too light and dark, but now look at how these, look how pretty.
Yes.
And a couple of leaves. And now if you wanted to take a brush and brush, like a Y and brush, wait. If you wanted to take a brush and brush, like this was her hair, a little bit just in this direction, you can, but I don't think it's necessary. Do you know what I mean? So it would just be like a couple of brush strokes, but not just, yeah, and not really any, it doesn't even have to be any color. It could be it could be another color, like a darker gray, blue. It could be a purple. I mean, I don't mind the purple. I think the purple is kind of pretty. It doesn't have to be bright though. It needs to be like subtle. I mean, you don't need it though. I mean, it doesn't, if you're happy where you're at, just stay where you're at. I mean, I don't think you need it. I do think you have to put something here though.
More, yeah.
Something has to go there.
And what about on the white area to the left?
I would try to put something here too. And
yeah.
So those are our two open spaces.
Okay.
So we can think about it. We don't have to rush into it.
I'm gonna take a picture quickly.
I'm gonna send this to you. You don't have to rush into it. And honestly, sometimes if you take your time with it, the answer will come to you.
Yes. I believe that, yeah.
What's your daughter's name?
Shauna,
SHAW
AUNA.
AUNA. That's a nice name, Shauna.
Thank you.
All right.
She
All right.
was my model many of the times.
Yeah. We have to fix her eye right here.
Yeah.
So right here, look, we have to fix her eye right here, but
Right.
we're gonna do it next time. All right, so when are we
Okay.
meeting again? I don't have my.
Yeah, I think next Wednesday is good.
Wait, hold on. What is next Wednesday? The 17th.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick look too.
Wait, could you do Thursday next week, the 18th, instead of the 17th?
Yeah. I have I have a 6 o'clock appointment. 6
Okay.
o'clock your time. I can't, unfortunately.
Okay, can you do 5 to 6 next Wednesday?
5, you mean 8 p.m. your time?
No, 5 p.m. my time.
5. Okay, so 2
to 3.
2 to 3. Yes, I have a 3 o'clock therapy. So I
Where,
have to,
online or do you have to drive?
no, on the phone. Yeah.
Okay, so that should work. We can try to end a little bit early.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe if we could start just before
4:45.
that work for you?
Yeah, 4:45.
Yes, that would be great.
Okay, and that's the 17th.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so you could start working on the other side. Have you started working on the other side?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so why don't you do the other side and do exactly what you did on this side? So start with your pink.
Do a similar thing.
Yeah, similar thing, and not exact. Like, don't try to be
Right.
don't try to be like too perfect about it.
No, because the other side, yeah. She's, hello?
I'm here.
Oh, I think the video went away, but